So here's what happened. We're all sitting there with the campfire, and we start getting into really, really deep conversation. And I'm here. My Am I the farthest to the right? I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember if there was someone to the right of me. I feel like there was. I feel like my grandpa was right here. And I'm almost positive about that now. Okay. So I'm sitting here. My grandpa's right here. But like right here, because we're kind of circling almost. We're not circling around the whole thing. It's in front of all of us, but we kind of made this, right? So my grandpa's right here. My dad's right here. And then my brother's right there. Okay. And so we're all sitting around and we are having a great conversation. Now, before we know it, it is pitch black. Like when we first got the fire going and started talking, it was daylight. And I know I remember we were doing some target practicing with the 22. We usually always bring a 22 out there while we're hunting in case we see grouse. And so, good bird, brother. Um, Now the 22 was leaned up against a tree, which was about, oh, 20 yards. I think that's fair. I want to say 25, about 20 yards to our right. Our 22 is leaned up against the tree. Remember, being nice. Let's say let's be nice. Let's do the at least, right? So if we're gonna do the at least, the mobile home's 40 yards behind me. The 22 rifle up against the tree is 15 yards to me and my grandfather's right. All right. So around the fire, we're talking. It's getting deep. It's getting deep. I mean, these conversations I'll never forget in my life. And I mean, game changing conversations, life changing conversations we were having around this campfire. And that tends to happen, especially you get the men of the family together and you're out in the woods and you get that campfire going and some real serious heavy stuff goes on. And so next thing you know, like I said, it was daylight, and then before you know it, it's dark, and I'm talking pitch black. Remember, we're on top of a freaking mountain hill, and there's no artificial light for miles where we're at. Okay. um this is one of those situations, those areas where when it gets dark, you look up and you see every star in existence, right? Where there's more light there's more stars than there is dark matter in the sky. One of those areas, right? So that's how dark it was, pitch black. Now the fire's going, and that's giving us light, right? But that's it. That's the only light we have. The sun and the stars don't even give enough light to see what's right in front of you. So, conversation going, going, going. Great, awesome conversation. Now it's dark. And I'm like, wow, it got dark quick. And my grandpa made some kind of funny joke off of that. And because I just remember us laughing right after that. Um, and then we continued having these deep conversations. And there were some things that my brother wanted to get off his chest um, to our dad. And so when I say game changing, life changing conversations, I mean it. Um, but all love, okay? So as the conversation is getting deeper and deeper, and it's already pitch black. Um, Boy, I don't remember who's talking at the moment, but all I remember is my brother and grandpa. My brother and grandpa said, "Shh, did you hear that? Remember what I'm saying. I know I'm beating a dead horse, but we are deep in the woods. There's no artificial light. The only humans around are other hunters, but no one is in our general vicinity. All right." So they go, "What's that?" And in my mind, I'm going, man, you guys quit playing. Like, this ain't like it's really grimy out here right now. It's too dark and just too deep to be hearing shit right now. Like, this ain't cool. This is what's going on in my mind. But when they said, shh, you hear that? Me and my dad was like, no, don't hear anything. So it was really no big deal when he first said that. I mean, because my grandpa and my brother heard it, but me and my dad didn't hear it. So we're like, nah, we didn't hear it. We were quiet for a little bit more. And when I say a little bit, I'm talking about 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 seconds. And within 10 seconds, understand where you are looking at me. So where the camera is, that's the campfire. Like, it's right here with us four. Now I know from just research and whatnot, I was really big in the animals, right? I was a, I was damn near a zoologist in high school, man. I was on it. What I know is that most animals do not like fire. They stay away from fire. They don't want anything to do with fire. Well, 10 seconds comes up, and I said, I don't hear it. Right as I said that, all of us heard a footstep and a branch snap right there. When I say right there, I mean 7 yards in front of us, right? Like, this thing was closer to us than the gun and the mobile home was. This thing was right freaking there. How I didn't hear it the first time, I have no idea. Maybe I was so zoned into the conversation. But he was like, shh, you hear that? 10 seconds of, I'm like, no, I didn't. And we all like, it was serious, like, whoa, whoa. And my dad said, Eugene, go get the gun. All right, listen to me. There have been times in my life where I had to be brave beyond what I thought I was capable of. Okay? When you can literally feel the coward in you run out of your freaking soul and you got to do what you got to do. I'm telling you that I was scared shitless that I had to run 15 yards to grab the gun to my right. Nobody else is coming with me. Whatever's here is closer to us than the gun, right? I don't know what this is. Is it a grizzly bear? We are in the great Northwest, Eastern Washington, top of a mountain, big time hunting area, big Roosevelt elks, all you name it, it's there. Bear, cougar, elk, deer, coyotes, you name it, they exist on this hill. I gotta run over here and grab the 22. Why in the hell? Right. I know what you're thinking, because this was the thought we had, after this was all said and done. And this is why I'll never let it happen again. I was too young to conceal carry at the time. Right? So check it. My dad said, Eugene, go get the gun. I hesitate, but I know I got to do it. Number one, because my dad just told me to do it. Okay, I'm still 17 years old. I ain't too old to get ass whipping. My dad, not with a belt, with a fist. But number two, I knew the only way that we are going to survive whatever is here about to come eat us is to get to this gun. And the hunting rifles, my dad, look, my grandpa's 357 Magnum, my dad's 44 Magnum, and all four rifles are all in the freaking mobile home. Dumbest shit ever. I think part of it is because we didn't really plan to make a campfire. It was just kind of something that just happened. It just did. And we were like, hey, as we were just out there relaxing, getting ready, to wrap it up, the idea of a campfire came, so we made it. But we were taking everything in the mobile home as this all inspired. And that's why we had no weapons. Listen to me. That's not an excuse. I'm just telling you what happened. Dad, Eugene, go get the gun. Now, as he says that, everybody's standing up like this, like, oh shit, this is some scary stuff. Now I'm running 15 yards over, so here I go. I run to this gun on the branch so incredibly fast. So incredibly fast. It's freaking crazy how I got there that quick. That's adrenaline though. Like when you feel like you're about to die for real. And so that's what was going on. It was, Eugene, go get the gun. I run over. I grab the gun. I pump it. And I point in the direction I heard the sound. And I'm doing all that as I'm running back over to my fam. So I take off, grab the gun, cock it, run back, point it at the sound. Once I get back here, my dad grabs the 22 and it's like, everybody get behind me. So we all get behind my dad and we're all backing up to the mobile home. And we're slow backing. We're not speeding, but we're not going super slow either. Just, I guess, a regular pace going back. But we didn't want to make it look like we're running away in case it's an animal, like that, like a cougar. If you turn around and run, it's really coming at you, right? So we backpedaled at a normal pace with the gun pointed in that direction. We're backing up, and we finally get in the mobile home, close the door. Yo. So we talked for about 20 minutes on what had just happened. Like, what could that possibly have been? What animal walks up to a fire like that? That's not normal that I know. It's not normal. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's an animal that actually likes fire and I'm not aware of it. I know rhinoceroses are, that's even a word. I know rhinoceros are the natural firefighters of the world. When they see a fire started, rhinoceros run up and they kick dirt into the fire to put it out. Naturally, that's just what they do. But up here in Washington State, is there an animal that's kind of like a rhinoceros that puts fire out? Is that why whatever that animal was walked up? What was that? In the morning, we got up. We were really curious. That deep conversation continued in the mobile home, and it got deep. I think to tears. It did, to tears. But the next morning, we got up and we went out there by that bonfire, and we looked at right, behind where we heard the noise. The only thing we seen, and this is kind of what we chalked it up to be, the only thing we seen was a large elk print. That print did not look fresh, in my opinion. So I don't know if that's what walked up by the fire. Like, that print looked like it could have been there for 3 weeks. You know what I mean? But it was a print nonetheless in the area, in the spot where we heard the noise. It just, I don't know, it's almost hard to believe that an elk is brave enough to walk up during hunting season. If you're a hunter, here's the other thing. If you're not a hunter, you won't really truly understand what I'm about to say. If you're a hunter, you know, every hunter, true hunter knows that deer and elk are damn near aware when hunting season is. Like, we know this. It's kind of like a joke, but a serious joke in the hunter community. We know that's something that everyone says. These deer and elk know it's hunting season. They act different during hunting season. They move different during hunting season. But is that completely accurate? Come on. All right. But still, I have a hard time believing that and that was a large elk. I know the difference between a female elk footprint and poop compared to a large bull print and poop. This was a big footprint. But why would a male elk period, really, but why would a male elk walk up to 4 humans talking at a very normal pace, actually a little louder because we were very emotional in the conversation we were having. So we're talking some pretty loud actually, with a fire going. Why would an elk walk up to us at that moment? So it's hard for me to believe necessarily that it was an elk. I don't know what it was. I'm just telling you my opinion. First telling you what happened and then my opinion. And so yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't know what the hell that was, but it's one of the scariest moments. I'll never forget it. You know, just the fear I had running to that rifle and bringing it back was crazy. It was crazy scary. You know, and I didn't had you guys know if you're a whammy subscriber or whammy supporter, you know what I've been through. So I've felt real fear many times. This was one of the scariest things I'd ever done, been in, you name it. Scary as shit. But uh, yeah, that's about it to that story. Campfire stories, right? That's all this is, a campfire story. And I encourage you guys to also make one. Give me a campfire story, something that happened while you were out with your buddies in the woods hiking or hunting or whatever. Just out in the woods. When I say campfire stories, I mean something that happened when you were out in the woods with your family, your buddies, or whatever that was crazy, that was scary, that was unknown, that was whatever, you name it. But it's got to have some fear and some curiosity to it. All right. I'm not talking about the story where you shot a deer in the heart and it was DRT and you did a high five with your brother. Right. I ain't talking about those kind of campfire stories. Based on the story I just told you, I kind of give you an idea of something that's just crazy, really scary, right? Something you'll never forget. Let me hear those. And, well, it was good talking to you. Whammy out.